Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, we're going to be making this really sweet little Christmas card it's really featuring the Coming Home stamp set, and really more specifically, I kind of did the focal point as all the trimming embellishments, which we'll get into all of that in just a second. Before we jump into it, I just wanted to remind you to make sure you are following me on all of the socials, Instagram, Facebook, all of that good stuff, especially right now. I have a fun announcement for you here in a second, but there's going to be tons of fun stuff coming up over there, so make sure you are following me, and also make sure you are subscribed. So we're going to be making this card today. It's really quick, really easy, especially if you want just a very fast, easy, simple card for Christmas. This is a really good option for you. If you are looking for something else, a fun little announcement I have is I am doing I'm just going to call it my 25 days of Christmas. So last year, I did 12 days of Christmas, and I posted a new project for, was it the first 12 days of December? I can't 100% remember. But I posted 12 projects consecutively last year in December. This year, I don't know why I decided to, but I decided to take it up one notch, and I will be posting a new video every single day for the first 25 days of December, basically leading up to Christmas. A lot of it is going to be Christmas card, holiday card focused. There are definitely some projects thrown in there. It's not just all cards. So like I was saying, if you are not following me on all the socials and you're not subscribed here, make sure you are, because that is going to be coming up very quickly, and you don't want to miss out. So without further ado, let's start talking about this project for today, because it is a good one. So like I said, we're going to be featuring the Coming Home stamp set and really these cute little trees. I just love cards that are very simple, and this one just really speaks to me, and I really do love it. So let's go ahead and jump into making this. So I'm going to take just a scrap here of Whisper White. I also have just a scratch piece of paper here. This is just regular old copy paper. And we're going to do our trees, because that's really the biggest focal point of this whole card are our trees, right? And we're going to do a really fun technique showing a new product that's going to be coming up, and I'm so excited. So I'm just going to take my ink here. This is Old Olive. And I'm going to take my little tree stamp here, and I'm going to stamp 3 little trees in Old Olive. It doesn't need to be pretty when you stamp them, because we are going to be cutting them out. And then I'm just going to give them a sec to really dry. Green ink I find dries pretty quickly, so it's not normally that big of a deal. Then I'm going to take one of our new blender brushes. So these have been on the market for a while now. They are these like brushes that are just full of hairs and make it really easy to get some fun blending on your projects. We have finally come out with these. They are not available right this second. They will be available come the new year. But I was able to, as a demonstrator, get my hands on them early. And so I'm going to be playing with them with this card, showing you guys how they work. So if you are also interested in getting these a little bit early, right now is a perfect time to sign up to become a demonstrator. So if you're interested in that, getting new product early is really one of the many perks. It's just kind of scratching the surface of the great reasons to become a demonstrator. So if you're interested, definitely let me know. But we are going to take our blender brush. If you have some of these, anyone I'm assuming will work the same. I've never really worked with blender brushes before, because we've never had them until now, but I'm obsessed. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to pat it a couple times in my ink pad, and you'll see you get a lot of ink. I'm going to go ahead and kind of tap it off. And then I'm going to go, and I'm just going to, in circular motions, all over my piece. And I'm really just focusing on where my trees are. Now, I do start off of the piece and kind of blend in so that I can get a nice even blend and not like super crazy harsh lines. But you just get this really nice look. And I love it. And you can do so many fun things. This is just like scratching the surface. There are so many other awesome kind of techniques you can do. One of the fun things that I like doing every once in a while is you can kind of just tap it down and you can get like some shading in there, some highs and some lows. Super pretty stuff. But that's basically what we are doing. We're just shading in our little trees. I just really love that technique. It's really fun. And then these brushes actually wash clean. I have just decided that I'm just going to leave them and have each kind of color have its own brush, so I don't really have to worry about it. So this is just my green one, and I'm going to set that off to the side. Now, and as you can see, having a scratch piece of paper underneath really helps so that you don't get your surface all dirty. So now I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to just cut out all 3 of these little trees here. There is a die that goes perfectly with this, and it cuts them out really, really simply and easily. So I'm going to crank these through and be right back. Okay, so now I have all 3 of my little trees, and now it's time to, actually, you know what? I'm going to put together my card first, and then I'm going to decorate my trees after, just so that I don't mess up any of the little embellishments. So I'm going to bring in my other pieces of cardstock. So I have my card base here. This is thick Whisper White, and then I have a piece of regular Whisper White and a smaller piece of regular Whisper White. The dimensions for these, the specific sizes and whatnot, are in the coordinating blog post, which is the first link in the description box below if you want the specifics on paper sizes and whatnot. So I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White. This is the same size as my card base. So if you guys have seen before, when I do cards that I don't like do multiple layers and kind of like the matting look, I always like to do a piece that goes directly onto my card base, so I'm not gluing my embellishments right onto my card base. I just like the feel of cards more when you have that extra little layer there. So I'm going to just line up this edge here. And then press it down just like that. I'm right now, just because I have it here, I'm going to take my bone folder, fold that over, and make sure I get a nice crisp crease. Then I'm going to take this smaller piece of Whisper White, and again, this is just regular Whisper White cardstock, nothing super fancy, and I am going to put this down also. Now, the reason that I put this piece down, and I'll kind of show you on the finished one, you can see that even though it's Whisper White on top of Whisper White, it helps frame the trees. So it just emphasizes that the trees are the focal point, even though, like I said, it's just Whisper White on top of Whisper White. It helps kind of frame the trees and really makes them stand out, which is what I wanted. So I'm going to center this. Now we are going to put a sentiment down below, so if you wanted to scooch this up a little higher so that everything was a little more even, you could absolutely do that. I really liked the look of my trees being front and center, even though in like a holistic view it doesn't make it super like symmetrical, I guess, because you're going to have stuff up here but you don't have anything up here, but I think it looks great. So now I'm going to take all of my little trees, and I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of them. And I am going to use an extra little mini dimensional just so that the tippy top of the tree doesn't droop. Let me make sure you can't see that from the front. Yep, we're good. Okay. Now, again, you could use all just like mini dimensionals. You could not use the mini dimensionals at all. I have them, so I'm going to use them. And I would say if you have them, I would go ahead and use them also, just so that you make sure that your little trees don't sag or anything. So now to just remove all of the backings. And I'm going to start just placing them in the center of this little piece here. So I'm going to start with my first one, and I'm just, wherever this lines up in the center is where it's going to go. And then I kind of build out from there. So now I'm going to do the next one, which is right over here. And then the last one, just like so. So stinking cute. While we are here, let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. So I am going to be using Poppy Parade. You know, until recently, I have not really used Poppy Parade. I always reach for, when it comes to reds, like Real Red and Cherry Cobbler are normally the two that I reach for. But for whatever reason, I've been grabbing Poppy Parade recently, and I love it. So I'm just going to stamp that right there. So now we have our sweet little sentiment. And honestly, you could stop right here if you wanted to. You could leave the card as is and it would be phenomenal. Super cute, super easy to do. You could stop here and it would be an absolutely adorable card. Like, I think that just looks so cute. I'm going to take it and I'm going to step it up one notch, and I'm going to grab all the trimmings embellishments. This is actually my freebie for November. So if you have not placed an order yet in the month of November, and you do before the month is up, you will actually get a pack of these sent to you completely free from me. So that's really fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to decorate my trees. So you can see on this one, I did 2 red trees and 1 white tree, and each of them have a little star. I'm just going to kind of decorate them however I want to. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I will say that I find it a little difficult sometimes with these embellishments. I don't know why, but I do find it a little difficult to use your Take Your Pick tool sometimes. I just think the adhesive is really strong on these little guys, which is great, but it can be kind of crazy to pick them up and place them where you want them to go. But using the Take Your Pick tool definitely helps. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see a little bit closer of what I'm doing. And honestly, I think I'm probably going to follow the same pattern that I did on my sample, because I really liked having the 2 red ones and then the white one in the middle. I may not do as many as I did on my sample. See, this is what I mean. And I promise you guys, I have gotten more sticky on my putty tool. They don't pick up. So you can definitely get them. It may be easier to use like a different part of the Take Your Pick tool, like the spatula would probably be really good. I'm trying to make it difficult for myself, so I'm not doing that. Probably one down there. Then I'm going to do some red ones. Maybe. I'm telling you guys, this would be much easier if I could get these little things out of here. I'm also really concentrating now, so that's probably part of it also. So stinking cute. And you guys, that's our card. That's it. So cute, so easy to do. And honestly, I think it's so gorgeous. It's really, really simple, but I really like and appreciate the simplicity of it. Like, simplicity, is that even a word? I don't know. I like that it's simple. That's what I'm trying to say. I like that it's simple, no frills, no anything. It's just really quick and easy. So I really hope you guys enjoyed today's project. As always, and as I kind of mentioned, the coordinating blog post is the first link in the description box below. That'll have all of the specific paper sizes, specific materials, everything that I used to make this card. You can also go to littlемooncreation.stampinup.net to purchase any of these products 24/7, or you can just head over to my website, which is littlemooncreation.com, and you can see all of the fun stuff that I have going on over there. As always, make sure that you are following me, subscribed here on YouTube, so that here in the next few days, you will be able to see all of my 25 days of Christmas stuff. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!